Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Girls Gotta Talk podcast. I feel like, I don't know. I just had Julian help me fix this, but I don't know. To me, it's not looking right, but I'm going to go with it because we're already behind schedule with this episode. This episode is supposed to be up today, literally 2 hours ago, and I'm just now recording it. So, hello. Welcome to this episode. If I'm going to be 100%, oh my God, I have to fix this. It's driving me crazy. I don't think that really did anything, but anyways, if I'm going to be 100% transparent with you guys, I did not feel like recording yesterday. I am a female, it's time of the month. Hit me really hard last night. My stomach was killing me. I did not feel like sitting here and recording. Honestly, we're pushing through right now because I want to get an episode out and I don't want to miss it. And today's also another one of those days where the vibes are just crazy. It is beautiful weather outside. It is currently 70 degrees, which is amazing. Spring is coming slowly but surely. Spring is a brewing and I could not be any more happy. I just had to go for a little car ride, so now that I know that it's super nice outside, I don't want to be in here recording this episode. I'm not gonna lie. Right now, I just wish I was out there soaking up this nice weather, but we got to do what you got to do. We got to work. We got to put things out. We got to, I don't know, do our stuff. Yeah. I feel like I was going to say something else. I was going to go somewhere else with that, but I totally forget. Another thing I want to mention before we get into this topic today is I love you guys so much. I just have to say that. I think between now and every episode I put out there, this podcast I feel is slowly but surely growing. And I'm super freaking excited. I cannot lie. I think I mentioned it in last week's episode that I check analytics like crazy. And I don't know, all you Spotify listeners, all you people who are listening and watching, not on YouTube, because that's where I've been checking a lot of numbers, is the streaming platforms. It's been going crazy. I don't know where or who you guys are, where you're coming from, but hello, welcome. I love you guys so much. Welcome aboard on this podcast journey. Even you YouTube listeners, I'm definitely not leaving you guys out. It's been kind of going crazy on YouTube as well, but it was doing better on YouTube than it was on streaming platforms before, and now it's kind of evening out, if not popping off on one or the other. It kind of depends on the week. But I've been noticing lately that streaming platforms in particular have been kind of going crazy, and I definitely just have to give a big thank you to where credit is due, and that is you guys listening, you guys watching. So I don't know, I have to put that out there. I had to put that out there before we got into this. It kind of goes into topic, the topic today, but like I said, vibes today are kind of immaculate. We're sitting here with a 3/4 done coffee, which was made really good today, so that topped off today's vibe. And then the weather today is crazy. Already went out for a car ride, might go for another one before I end up having to work tonight. The side of me that can't say no agreed to go into work tonight. I was supposed to have today off, but it is what it is. I have to get better at that, but I feel like I kind of owed it. Whatever. That's a story that doesn't need to be told right now. But we got basically a done coffee. I got a window open on the side for some light. I did mention that I didn't know if I liked recording at night or in the day better. I kind of like recording during the day because of the light, but at the same time, because of the fact also that I have the window open with the sun, actual natural light, I feel like it goes back and forth, dims, and then it comes back, and then it goes, and whatever. But it's basically a sunny, clear sky day. So hopefully the lighting in this isn't too bad, but we're just kind of going with it. Hopefully I get this up soon for you guys, but if you're listening to this the day it came out, I'm recording this the day it came out. So we're all just here for the same time today, or the same vibe today. But the episode, I feel like I was sitting on something, this chair. I'm just all over the place today. I felt like there was something in my chair, but apparently it's just bunching up underneath my butt. Today's episode I thought would be, I don't know, like something to talk about, something that's not, I feel like, really thought of and talked about, but just needs to be like said. The small things that are actually a big deal. Like I said, what I just said, a huge thank you for might be like a small thing, like the views might be smaller in size, because like, I don't know, I'm not a big podcast out there like other podcasts, but like, so the views might look small to some people, but to me they're a big freaking deal. And the fact that they've been going crazy lately, to me, is just like one of the biggest things in the world, which is why I also had to put a huge thank you out there. But to get, oh my God, I'm starting this episode and I didn't even say streaming platforms, and I literally just thanked you all. Streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, anywhere you stream your podcast. Again, we are here on YouTube, Girls Gotta Talk podcast. If you want to come over, just subscribe, join the fam over here. You can still listen on any podcast platform, streaming platform you listen to, but you know, if you just want to hit that little subscribe for us, make us grow a little more, put us out there a little more, anything is much appreciated. I do have a podcast Instagram. It's Girls Gotta Talk pod. I think it's Girls Gotta Talk _pod or something like that. Everything is in the description below. If you are here on YouTube or any streaming platform, I think I do have it just in the description. YouTube, Instagram. I should probably get into like that YouTube community post place part. Just to kind of getting into contact with you guys, just randomly putting stuff out there. But Instagram, I did also just make a podcast Twitter. I believe I put the @ in the description last week. I have to double check. If I didn't, it will be in after I'm done with this episode. As I'm editing, I'll put it in the description, but I believe it's already down there. Go follow that. I just like to be everywhere to get in contact with everyone somehow. I know some people like other social medias over another, so I do just want to be out there everywhere, in every situation, every way, type, you know what I'm saying. So now that I said that, now let's get into this. The first thing I had for small things that are actually a big deal, this might just be to me, this whole list might be just to me, but I figured it was still just small things that like aren't actually small. I don't know how to word this. Small things that are actually a big deal, small things that actually aren't small, small things that just really matter to me. I don't know. The first thing I have was getting into bed early. There are just times where getting into bed 9 o'clock would be pretty early for me. I know to some people that might be, I don't know, I don't want to say late, but like that might just be normal. I will say last night I got into bed at like 11, which is kind of early for me. So that's why I'm like 9 o'clock would be like crazy early for me. Might be a small little idea, small little thing, but to me that would be crazy. That would be the biggest deal of that whole day. It's getting into bed early. There's just times where like I'm super exhausted. I might either A, have nothing to do, and if JJ's already in bed, why not get in bed? Another thing is like, again, if JJ's in bed, I might have work I need to do or should be doing, but it might be one of those instances where I could either do it tomorrow or it doesn't necessarily need to get done right now. So I'm just going to take advantage, get into bed. Even if I don't necessarily fall asleep right away, I am one of those people, I will admit, that when I get in bed and my head hits the pillow, it does not take me long to fall asleep. I'm not like a I hit the pillow and I'm out type of situation, but give me half hour max and I'll probably be asleep. So the fact that even if I'm in bed at like 9, that would be very early. I might not fall asleep right away. And even if I do fall asleep at like 11, the fact that I've been in bed already for the past 2 hours just still makes me very happy. I'm not just getting into bed because that would be kind of normal for me. Well, still kind of early, but like more on the normal side than early, if that makes sense. So I don't know. That's just one of those things where it's like if I have the advantage and I have the opportunity to get into bed early, I'm going to take it. The next thing I have was time for yourself. This might seem like a very small little task, but it just ends up being a big deal. The fact that you could take the time to either go get your nails done, I'm not the type usually, but like go get your hair done, just sit and enjoy a little time for yourself. Just sit and watch a movie you've been wanting to watch, TV show you've been wanting to catch up on, lunch for yourself, going to get a coffee. I don't know, like little things like that you typically either try to squeeze into your daily routine or like think you have a minute here or there. You do like little things. If you just actually took time, whether it was an hour, whether it was the whole day, to do something for yourself, that is huge. Huge, huge, huge. Like I said, it might sound small, but when you're actually doing it and you actually like notice how good it feels afterwards, it's such a big deal. The next thing I have are days like today, this nice, sunny, beautiful weather days. I don't know what it is. Like just the fact of saying like a sunny day sounds so small, but when the day actually comes, it's huge. It is game changer. The fact that today is like super sunny, super nice, 70 degrees. I can't tell you the last time we had a 70-degree day. Like it had to be like this time last year. Like it's been getting better weather lately, but like it's still been like 50, maybe hitting 60s. The fact that today has topped 60 and hit 70 is a game changer. And the fact that it's not like 70 and like raining or 70 and cloudy, like no, the fact that it's 70 and sunny, the sunny part is a game changer. I would honestly say life-changing, to be honest. It's I don't know, just coming out of definitely the colder days, but even like the decent days we've been having, because yesterday was so rainy. It's definitely been like just cloudy lately. Like the weather temperature wise, like a number temperature wise, has been pretty good. It's been like mid 50s, maybe 60s. But like when you're adding cloudy or like rainy, it's not the same. Like you just don't think of it as nice of a day, even though the temperature is still kind of rising. When you put sunny into the mixture, game over. That day tops any other day you've been having. And tomorrow is honestly, I think, going to be around the same. Tomorrow says 66 degrees. Today's high is supposed to be 73. So we're even topping 70 and almost hitting mid 70s. When I say game changer, that's wild. And tomorrow's also supposed to be sunny. That's amazing. That makes me so happy. I'm so glad I just looked that up. But yeah, like I said, this list just might be like small things that are actually a big deal to me, but I'm just sharing these with you. The next thing I had was journaling or reading. I kind of combined this into one task, I guess. I don't know. I feel like journaling is definitely like a small thing to do, whether you're doing it for yourself or like, I don't know. I feel like journaling is mostly for yourself, but even if you're like following little, what's the word I'm looking for? Little like prompts or something, or you're just like free journaling, brain dump type of situation, it's something that is such a big deal. Because it definitely helps with like mental space. It gets everything out and you're a lot more clear in your head. It helps with mental health. definitely helps with mental health. It makes you feel, I swear, so much better. There's nothing like sitting and journaling and just thinking like you don't have much to either write about or say, and next thing you know, you're like 4 pages deep and like a random brain dump, writing everything out, getting everything off your mind type of situation. Been there, done that, and when I tell you it feels amazing, definitely something small that's actually a big deal, because just the way you feel afterwards, I feel, is a big deal within itself. Never mind, I don't know, everything you're getting out. I feel like I will sometimes journal, and when I'm like in the process of writing down either an idea or like something that's been going on, the more I write and kind of think about it more now that I'm writing it out to myself on paper, something else crosses my mind and I'm like, oh, this is either A, why I felt this way, or B, why it happened, or oh, I could have done this, or I still can do this to make this situation better. Like, I feel like the more I write sometimes, then the clearer I actually feel, and like it either like I realize a lot more or like something else hits me and I'm like, oh, like I wish I knew that, or like I wish I saw that before type of situation. Reading, I've definitely been in like a really good reading I just said error. A reading era. I actually just finished a book last night, so I do have to go to Target soon. I finished the second out of the third book in a series I'm reading, so I definitely have to go really, really soon. I really want to pick up the third book in this series. So I want to do that. I'm really excited. I actually hate not having like a book available when I'm done with one. Like, I don't know, like not that I necessarily sometimes will finish a book and pick another book up right off the bat. With this series, I actually did. If I looked in like this, I use a Goodreads app, which like tracks books you want to read, books you have read, a little reading challenge. When you type in like what page number you're on, it'll tell you how far through the book you are. Like, I just love it. So, when I was looking at that, when I finished the first book of the series was actually when I started the second book, because I had it. I don't do that all the time, but the fact that I don't have just a random book or any book to pick up right now is kind of like throwing me off, because I'm in like I want to read, I want to sit, and that's just like a little, I guess, a hobby you could call it right now. So I do want to go to Target. I actually, this is totally random and off topic kind of, but there was this, I don't know what you'd want to call it, like not like a promo, but like a little, I don't know. I used the Target Circle app, and it had like a little thing where if you spend X amount of money, it puts like, I think it was like $15 in your Target wallet, which is like money in your wallet that on the app that you could use towards your purchase. So now I have like basically a free $15, and I feel like that could potentially be like a free book. If not, like I'd be paying a little bit of money, like I won't be basically paying for the book. So I'm really excited to go to Target and get the last book, because it's either going to be free, it's basically going to be free, like Girl Math is going to be free, whether I have to pay a little bit or not. I'm not paying for the whole book, if that makes sense. So yeah, I don't know, moral of that was Girl Math. I'm really excited to also go to Target to get a new book, because it's going to be free. So I can't wait for that. Today would have been a perfect day to just like sit and read, whether it was outside on the nice weather or like inside with windows open and the fresh air and natural light. Like, that also hits a different little part. Like, that just hits different. It would have been crazy today. The next thing I have was feeling accomplished with work you've gotten done. I feel like just the sound of getting work done is like a small little task, a small little you got it done type of situation. But depending on what you got done could be such a big deal in general, but also just to yourself. Like, recording this episode for the podcast is such like a small little task, but to me it is such a big deal because of the fact that I love doing it. I love putting another one out there. I love growing this a little more than it's already growing. Like, it's just something like that where it's like, if you think deeper than the just getting work done part, it's a big deal. Like, you did so much work that you might as well appreciate the work that you've done, appreciate yourself for putting yourself through it almost. Like, I don't know, there's just something about if you think a little deeper than just thinking like, oh, I did this, I do this every day, or oh, I did this, I do this every week, or something like that. You did a lot if you think about it. So you might as well appreciate your little accomplishments. The next thing I had was little texts. I don't know, those are really small, but to me, like, sometimes they just be like such a big deal. It's something you either weren't expecting or something that just sounds super nice. Like those little asking how your day was, like that's such a little small text, but I don't know, like it just means a lot sometimes. Asking how your day was, when they're driving somewhere, or like you're driving somewhere and you're updating each other like, oh, I got here, or I don't know, just during the day, a little updates during the day. My thing that I definitely say a lot to a lot of people is like a be safe type of situation. That is definitely something really small, 2 words, but means a lot. I don't know, that's definitely just like my thing to say. I know I say that a lot. I say that to anyone that I know is either traveling or going somewhere or just going out for the meantime. Just like a little be safe text can go a long way. The next thing I had were surprises, whether they're in general or like surprises in general are just super nice. Like the fact that you just are like, oh my God, like it's such a small little act, but means a lot to the person you're like surprising type of thing. Whether it's in general or definitely like if you're having a bad day, it definitely can turn your day around. So it's definitely such a big deal to like make that switch, because like you're just sitting there thinking you're gonna have a bad day, and now all of a sudden someone did this, someone got you this, someone brought you here, brought you this. Like it just changes the game. Definitely something small that means so much in the moment. The next thing is definitely kind of a cliche type of thing, but a remembering little things about you situation. Favorite songs, favorite places you either like to go to, places you like to eat, foods you like to eat. I don't know, stuff like that. That's just another small little thing, like small little thing to remember, but like you being on the other side, like it's such a big deal. Like, oh, they remembered this, or oh, they remember I told them this, or that I love to go here, that I like to eat this type of thing. I don't know, that also can mix into the whole like surprise thing. Like they remember you liked this spot and this is where they brought you, or I don't know, anything like that. Like that's just definitely just a small gesture that can go a long way, that means so much to both sides of the party, I guess. Like they're gonna think it's a big deal because they're doing something like this for you, and you're gonna think it's a big deal because it hit a little different spot. You either turned your day around, or you're just realizing that they remembered this small little detail, and that just goes a long way. The next thing, or the last thing that I had, was for a small thing that's actually a big deal, is being open and honest about everything. This is definitely, I don't know, something that's a small thing, but a big deal to me, because I don't know, like I'd rather just have it be straight up and out there right from the beginning than trying to like hide or protect almost. So you're kind of either sugarcoating it or not saying it in the moment because you're trying to either protect the person or making sure they'll be okay, like making sure they don't get mad type of situation. I'd rather something just be told or done to me in the moment, and we'll figure it out. Like we'll figure out consequence or like the fight that it's going to bring or something. I'd rather just figure that out or have it done in the moment, because when it happens later, I feel like the longer it's dragged out, the worse it's going to be, if that makes sense. So having it just done and over with in the moment, I feel like changes the game. And it's definitely, like I said, a small little task or situation, but it means so much. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's just something, like I said, this list just might be doctored right to me. I might be really biased in just picking out my little situations rather than situations in general. But that is definitely top on my list of, that probably should have been like the first thing. That's something small, but actually a big deal. But with that being said, obviously there's a lot more situations. There's probably a lot more, if you think about it, things to you that are really small, either gestures or situations or just topics, but they're actually a big deal, either in general or to you. But with that being said, that is all I have for my list of small things that are actually a big deal to me. Again, you guys actually, I'll take back what I just said. You guys are number one on my list. I did put you. I mentioned it before I started the list. You guys are definitely number one on my list of small things that are actually a big deal. The fact that you guys listen to this podcast is definitely a small little task, but I appreciate it so much. To me, it is the biggest thing in the world. I love you guys so much. I'm so sorry this episode was out very late, but I really wanted it out for you guys. I did not feel like sitting last night, to be honest, to sit and record this. The fact that I'm doing it on the same day it's going out is, I don't know, not the biggest deal to me. So I'm just really glad that I'm doing it. I also feel like I've said that the vibe of the day also just contributes to like recording for some reason to me. The fact that it's like super beautiful outside, super nice, good coffee this morning, like little things like that just make me super excited for the day. And the fact that it's on days sometimes where I like have to sit and record just makes me want to record so much more, because I feel like there's just good vibes. I'm in such a good mood. So like sitting here and talking just makes me really happy. And again, sitting here and talking is leading up to another episode that's going to be posted. And I just love the fact that I love doing this so much that sitting here and recording is like an easy, simple task for me. And not gonna lie, I think I'm recording another episode tonight to kind of get a little bit ahead, which is gonna be crazy, because the fact that I'm recording this episode on the day that it's going out, but gonna be having next week's episode done a week early is just... that explains like me and this podcast do not go hand in hand sometimes with being on time or task or whatever. But I don't know, like part of me just wants to like just keep sitting here and talking and just start another episode right now. But I have other things I need to do. And like I said, I did agree to go into work tonight. So I'm going to be like dreading work, like standing there for a few hours when I know I want to come home and record. That's going to be like what gets me through the little shift tonight. But anyways, I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe here on YouTube if you aren't already. Even though you stream on somewhere else, just come join the fam over here. Thank you guys so much for listening wherever you do stream your podcast. And I'll be back next week, back with a brand new episode. Bye.